I'm so glad we have some fountain like Dubai over here. When we have Dubai tours, we can take a look of fountains everywhere. Hans, welcome back to Serbia. Hans is the more familiar about Serbia. He joined to the first tour and he explained a lot of things to us. So great and so happy to see you here, Hans. I think the vintage architecture is all about European architecture, the buildings, the structure, and the way they constructed all these buildings. It's actually there is a long street over here, but we have a street special. We have a Nez Mihailova tour tomorrow early in the morning. So that time we can talk about the street and we can learn more about this street, beautiful street. So uh, we will meet the street tomorrow. Let's go to the Republic Square. Hello, Hans. So all these wonders, all these beautiful attractions about the street, we can have a look by tomorrow in the morning. Let's go to the Republic Square. We have a long story of Republic Square to describe and to share, and I trust you people have a lot of interest in history. Republic Square is the main city square in Belgrade and occupies an area of 120 meters, formerly known as the Theatre Square. I will show you what is the theater, what is the museum. There is a lot of attractions over here. So this is the main center point of Republic Square over here in Belgrade. It's actually in the third part of the city, and let's have a beautiful look of Republic Square, and we'll start explain more about the Republic Square. Here we go. After the statue, what we are seeing, that is the Museum of Belgrade. And on the right hand side, which we are seeing, that is the National Theatre. So these two things has a lot of importance in history. I think the wind is not distracting the voice. Yes, Hans, absolutely. BP, welcome back to Serbia. If the wind is distracting, just let me know. I can use the airport, so the voice will be fine. If you are feeling not comfortable, just let me know. Please put it on the comment. Don't be worried about that. Because the weather, it's like around 22 degrees Celsius. It's completely different from Dubai. We were in a temperature of 40 degrees Celsius, and we came to Serbia, and we came to Belgrade with a temperature of 20 degree, below 20 degree it was yesterday, and that's an amazing thing. I was so wondering in the last night when I reached at the airport. It was so peaceful, so a pretty area, a pretty atmosphere all over the airport and all over the beautiful city. We are here in the one of the beautiful city in the Balkans, in the Southeast Europe, Serbia and Belgrade. Hey Sandra, welcome back to Serbia. So this square was formerly known as Theatre Square. I think better I have to use the airport, otherwise you will get a distraction. because we have a long story about this place. The voice is more clear. I can't hear from any one of you. Sumita, let me explain. It's actually the Prince, uh, Prince Mihailo. I will show. I will tell you what about the story of this statue and as well as this area. Very much. So the theatre square, the place formerly it was the theatre square after the magnificent building of the National Theatre, which was built in 1869. When the Austrians were in power between 1717 to 1739, they conducted a huge, extensive refurbishment of Belgrade, turning it into a modern Baroque style European city. So during the Austrian were in power, they converted this place to a something similar to a Baroque style European city. Wittenberg Gate, which is where the National Theatre stands now, was built in 1725, named after Charles Alexander, Duke of Wittenberg, who was an Austrian governor of occupied Serbia from 1720 to 1733. From descriptions, it is known that it was very large and monumental, but there are no surviving illustration, so the exact appearance of the gate remains unknown. Lee, welcome. Johnny, welcome. Wittenberg also ordered construction of a huge building stretching over several blocks. Originally intended to be a military barrack, it was vastly expanded into the place. I will share one of the image which was the earliest picture of this place. Later, Serbian folk songs said the place had windows as many as there are days in the year. However, after looking at the surviving images, that number was established to be around 312 rather than 365. When Austria lost the Austro-Turkish War in 1739, Belgrade was returned to the Turks. One of the provisions of the 1739 Treaty of Belgrade stated that Austria had to demolish all the fortifications and military and civilian buildings it has constructed during the occupation. Hey Aaron, welcome back to Serbia. Many Baroque buildings were demolished. The ones the Austrian didn't demolish, the Ottomans destroyed. The Ottomans decided to, Ottomans were also ruling all over here in the Balkan countries, many places in the Balkan countries, not all over. Albania is one of the place where Ottomans were in power. Thank you very much for the support, Hans. You were there in the morning and you were supported in the morning as well. Thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate that. So great. So the Ottomans decided to build only one gate here, named Stambul Gate. The gate occupied the area between the modern National Theatre and the monument to the Prince Mihailo. So, as I explained, Prince Mihailo statue is here with us. When we are talking about the Prince Mihailo, we can have a close look of the statue. The gate was demolished in 1866. We have a old image of the gate. Alamanbat, welcome back to Serbia. The gates were demolished in 1866 on the orders of Prince Mihailo. As the plans for the National Theatre were already in the place, the prince ordered it to be completely demolished to the ground on 20th March 1866. The Ottomans fully evacuated from Belgrade in 1867. The stones from the gate were reused for the construction of the surrounding houses and for the buildings of the theatre itself. Hi, Almanbet. Hope you're doing good. We are here in the Republic Square of Serbia, Republic Square in the Belgrade. Currently, which we are looking, this is the National Theatre. Uh, I will share one all image of the National Theatre so that you can understand how well they are maintaining the National Theatre over here. The National Theatre, built in 1869, was the only large building here for more than 30 years. So, for 13 years, it was the only building which was the largest building in this area, as the square didn't develop into an urban area until the monument to Prince Mihailo was erected. Fuang, welcome back to Serbia. Tess, welcome back to Serbia. So let's have a look of Prince Mihailo statue, and I will share the exact. I will share a clear image of Prince Mihailo. Oh, I think it's a better place to take the postcards. Abigail, welcome back to Serbia. So he's the man who is on the statue. Here we got the photo. That's the Prince Mihailo. This bronze monument of Prince Mihailo was erected on 19th December 1882 and designed by Italian sculptor Enrico Pazzi. So it's a very old statue, around 19th December 1882. His first reign ended when he was dispossessed, and his second war when he was assassinated on the outskirts of Belgrade. So for that, let me tell you, Prince Mihailo was the Prince of Serbia. He was the Prince of Serbia during 1839 to 1842, and again from 1860 to 1868. Oh, chess. It's again 11:15 at the same time here in Serbia. Thank you, Kerala. It's a beautiful sculpture with the sky and with the beautiful architecture. It looks very beautiful. Joniel, it's located here in the Serbia. It's one of the Balkan country. It's situated in the Balkan Peninsula, and it is a southeast Europe, and it's the central of Belgrade. Belgrade is the capital of Serbia. We have a long story about Serbia that we will describe in the evening tour. We have a tour after the fortifications. So during that time, I think we have some interesting facts how to say and how to talk in Serbia. Because when I reached in this place, I got to know that people who are speaking mostly Serbian language and English. English is the second language for them, of course, but most of the people are not familiar with the English. So, but still, people are very friendly. They are very kind people, and we can see a lot of tourists over here. Hey, Kate, welcome back to Serbia. So, let me complete this statue history, the history of Prince Mihailo, who is on the top of that. Let me take a zoom image so that you can feel that structure. You can feel that size of the statue. It's a huge statue after all. So his first reign, I was saying, he was the prince during 1839 to 1842 and 1816 to 1868. His first reign ended when he was deposed, and his second when he was assassinated on the outskirts of Belgrade. The plot behind the assassination has never been clarified, but sympathizers of the former Serbian royal family, Karađorđević dynasty, the names and the place, uh, when we are pronouncing, it's quite difficult, especially for the Asians. It's a quite difficult pronunciation for us. He is considered to be the most enlightened ruler of modern Serbia. His most important role of modern Serbia, his most important achievement was the complete expulsion of the Turks from Serbia. So, yeah, members of the royal family is still alive here. They have the royal palace, and the royal family is here, but it's a government over here ruling in this country. Vander, that's a great information. We have a map as well, and we can scroll all over, and we can get to know where we have been. The National Museum's location is the former site of the famous Dardanelles Tavern on the Talbakale. I don't know the exact place name, but it is situated in the Belgrade only, because we just arrived yesterday night. I just arrived yesterday night, and I started walking around this place early in the morning by 6:30. So if it's possible, we will get some videos. We will shoot some photographs and videos from that place, and let's see how it's beautifully. And I think in the YouTube we can see a lot of videos about the palace as well. So the behind of the sculpture, as we know, this is the museum, and the National Museum's location. The building was created in 1902 to 1903 and initially used as a bank. The museum itself was established on 1844. It moved into the present building in 1950 with the grand opening of the venue on 23rd May 1952. Since its founding, the museum's collection has grown to over 4 lakh objects, including many foreign masterpieces. It is the largest and oldest museum in Belgrade. So as we can see, many of the tourists, when they arrived in Serbia, when they arrived in Belgrade, yeah, doing a tour inside a palace, inside a museum, it's the tricky thing. It's the hardest thing ever, because when we were in Dubai as well, we had some museum tours and palace tour as well. I think we did it well, but still, the security reason, there might be a chance of questioning us, and they have their own policy about the security reason. I think you people are getting a great postcard of this statue with the sky. But most of the buildings, as I mentioned in earlier, or most of the buildings has its own identity. The color combinations, the contrast, and the texture, everything is unique from one to another. I think many very less buildings, very few number of buildings were started renovating or were really built it nearly in the last time. So we can have a look of the new construction over there in the left hand side. They have different kind of buses here in Serbia. I think it is using by electricity. The bus is passing by electricity, and they have normal bus as well. But the expenses when we are using the public transport, it is much cheaper, expensive for the buses. But food is quite expensive over here, and we can see a lot of restaurants, a lot of cafeterias over here. Yeah, there is a tourist city tour bus over there. We can see a lot of tourists. They are watching the city with open bus because the temperature is fine. The atmosphere and the climate is always good for all of us. The best way to discover Belgrade. They must have been taking a lot of picture of this famous statue, the famous square, the Republic Square of Belgrade. So that was the history about the Republic Square, and currently it's one of the most tourist attraction place, and even in the evening time, the place is quite occupied with a lot of people. Here we go. We have a long view. We have a long view of the Republic Square. I think we can take all together. Museum and the statue in a single frame. You're Serbian?
No,
No.
Germany, sorry.
Germany. Okay.
You? From
I'm from India,
India?
basically from Dubai, settled over there.
Nice.
You're a tourist over here?
Yes. I arrived yesterday and now I would visit the city. I want to go to the National Museum.
National Museum. This is the National Museum.
I'm not sure. This or this. I have
That's
to...
a theater.
What is this?
That's a theater.
Ah, theater. Okay, then I think it's the museum. The
Yeah.
National Museum. I think so.
Okay. Can I have a picture with you?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a live.
Fine.
So you're from Germany.
Yes.
I think some of them will watching you from
Oh,
Germany.
whatever. It's okay. Fine.
Yeah. Thanks for joining with us.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day over
too.
here. Thank you.
Bye.
So as we can see, I think some of you people must took the picture of the must took a postcard. That's great. That's a great comment, Wendy. Uh, Actually, yes. Uh, I also arrived in the morning over here. I mean, I also started walking over here in the morning. Thanks to Hago. Hago is the only reason why we guide are learning a lot of histories, a lot of things about the places, because the voyagers are always, uh, more curious about the places. They want all the details, so we should not be leave anything about history, anything about the place. So as we see, and I request if any one of you took any of your postcards with that guy, let me post. Please post it on the Facebook or in our group. It might be something crazy. So I think that's all about the Republic Square. Let's wind up over here in the square itself with the statue. Oh, that's the better side is the next, the right hand position, so that we can see the the Prince Mihailo in a better view. Hi. All right. Thank you for the thank you for the link, Wendy. So I think we'll meet in the Belgrade fortress, the Romans fortification, for the next tour after a couple of hours. Oh, okay. Come, Camille, I'm so sorry. You're a little bit of late. We are almost wind up over here. Anyways, I invite you for the next Belgrade Fort, the Romans fortification tour in the evening time over here around 4 o'clock. So till then, thank you very much. Thank you all for joining with me and for the support which you people are giving and the encouragement. Even your words, everything is more valuable. Much appreciated. This is the second tour from the Serbia. We have another seven number of tours. I believe you people will join whenever it's possible. We have a lot of interesting tours. Everything is unique from one to another, because tomorrow we are going to the botanical garden, and botanical garden is something different than anything else. So I believe, yes, we must have a lot of different experience from all over here in the Belgrade. And day after tomorrow we are going to the Mount Avala Towers. And Julie, thank you very much for the support. So till then, thank you all. Thank you very much. Winding up, signing off. Bye bye.